All right. Well, everybody. See, I show up prepared. I'm ready to roll.
Because somebody doesn't tell us, hey, we're going to turn on the cameras.
Yeah, I know. I just turn on because I want to. Hi, honey. You're back.
I'm back.
She's back because it's time to do the 1980s.
80s. I'm an 80s kid.
Yeah, the 80s are going to be going now. The 70s. Now, the intro was going to say this. Our 70s were albums that we thought were great. It's what we enjoyed. Yeah, we left a few things off. I've had phone calls. But you know what, guys? These are the people that we enjoyed listening to. It doesn't mean it. I'm not.
I don't work for Billboard. We've had this conversation.
I'm not Billboard. I mean,
you could call me Rolling Stone if you want to.
And I'm not.
Which won't be on either one of my lists.
And I'm not a critically acclaimed kind of guy. I just like albums that I like songs to. So we're going to hit the 80s this time. We did the 70s. Got some pretty good phone call feedback. I wish you would type and comment rather than calling me, but that's okay. But anyway, we're going to do the 80s. Y'all ready to go?
Let's go.
Well, that's right.
You got your list?
I got mine.
You got yours?
Yeah.
Well, mine's kind of there, but you know,
Yeah,
I'm
all five of them.
I'm a 70s guy. Come on in, let's talk. And welcome back to the Midnight Riders podcast. I'm Johnny.
Chuck.
I'm Tina.
Stop it.
Brought my lovely bride back one more time because you know what? She's a rocker. What is it, like this? Is it that?
Come on, baby. You can.
Yeah, whatever.
The Osmonds didn't have hand signs.
You know, we're gonna do some pop
They
lists
did. It
pretty.
was like this.
We are gonna do some pop lists pretty soon, and I'm gonna bury these two because now pop music in the 70s and the 80s is not good at all, but the 70s and the 60s were just fantastic. We'll get there. Hope you come along for the ride. But anyway, we're gonna do the 1980s rock albums. What we feel were the greatest ones simply because, you know, we thought we liked what we heard. So comment down there with your top picks, if you would, to see if we missed one, or just because you like one better than we did, write it down and tell us why. We'd love to see it. We'd like to get a little bit of comment, little feedback that's not on my cell phone, but down in the comment section. So let's see, last time what we did, we started from 1 and went down to 15. This time, and what we ran into, if you watched the last podcast, and those did, thank you very much. If you didn't, go see it. We were awesome. But what we did is we went from number 1 to 15, and then we kept throwing in where we all, you know, were guessing the same thing. So this time what I want to do is we're going to start, each one of us is just going to name an album on our list, wherever it may be, and then we'll compare where they were. So if you want to throw one out there first that you think we may not have, that's your opinion, that's your call. Or if you just want to start at the top, that's your call. We're going to go one at a time. We'll start again with our guest. And you can just pick any album on your list, tell us where they were on your list, and we'll tell you where they are on our list, even if we don't have them. So here we go. Are we ready?
I guess.
What's your first pick?
I'm scared.
Where are you putting them? I'm not going to let you see. I'm not going to let you see this.
Okay.
Y'all prepare for the podcast. Be ready for the podcast. Hey, let's do this.
Hey, I thought I like curveballs. Because, well, see, last time, here, let me say it. Again, if you didn't watch the last one, you know, I had something that was set at like number 2 or 3, and these guys didn't even have it on their list. And so, or they had it like number 9, and then I had it like number 3, and so it was just kind of all over the place.
It's all subjective.
It's all over
what people like.
It's all over the place anyway, so let's just make the whole list all over the place. So,
all right, I'm ready.
what do you got?
I'm going to go with Foreigner 4.
Where do you have that rated?
Number 15.
Ooh, she starts at number 15, Foreigner 4. I had Foreigner 4 on my list as well.
Where at?
11.
Chuck?
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Yep.
Okay. He's already.
I told you.
He's already going to start.
I already told you.
He's already going to start.
This conversation was had before this even aired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already been. It's already.
What was the conversation?
I wasn't different. Different worlds. Different
Well-
worlds in the 80s.
Well, the thing about classic rock and roll, rock music and pop was kind of jumbled there in the 80s. So why do you like it?
Foreigner 4 was one of the, I think my sister had, I don't know if it was an 8-track or cassette, but I know. But when she was 16 and got her car,
Yeah.
this is one of the ones that we listened to while she was driving me around aimlessly, nowhere to go.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Jukebox Hero. Come on, everybody! How can you not love Jukebox Hero?
You have to love Jukebox Hero.
Urgent, Waiting for a Girl Like You. I just love it.
I agree.
love the whole album, actually.
I agree. Foreigner had a couple of good albums in the 70s, which I guess we spoke about those last time, at least one of them. But I tell you, when this one came out, it came out in 81, and it moved them up a little notch higher than where I liked them in the 70s. When you hear Jukebox Hero, and it's one of those where...
I mean, the first time you hear it, you're like, wow, this is so different.
When did that come out?
81.
81, okay.
1981, the year I graduated high school.
Not me.
Me either.
All right, Chuck, give me an album. What do you got, bud?
This was my one and only kind of borderline rock or whatever. I got
Okay.
Purple Rain, Prince.
Where'd you
at
have
number
it?
14.
Well,
14.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to put them on the list until I got it approved that you guys considered it rock.
Not all of his stuff is rock. That one had enough guitar and enough.
He's one of the greatest
enough,
guitar
and
players.
I love Prince, so I had to have something on there.
I put him at number 12.
Yeah. Great album.
Number 4.
Whoa!
Number
Hey.
4.
All right.
Wow!
Yeah. Hey, it came out in 84.
I like it. Yep.
It
You
was
know,
1984.
I'm not going to tell you how old I was, but you already know from the last one, I'm sure, because this one.
It's okay.
Who would give your age out on live? That's
We
I
all age. It's okay, hon.
Well, okay. But anyways, this was very, very popular whenever I was in high school. Come on, buddy.
Yeah. The thing about it's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
That's a horrible movie.
But
You don't watch it for the movie.
Good soundtrack.
whenever
music.
you can turn that soundtrack up and just go.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
entire
just go.
album is incredible.
I mean, it's just unbelievable what this guy can do. Prince. So I wasn't a big Prince fan when he first started, but boy, once this thing came out, I started listening to it, and oh my gosh,
Love Prince.
just incredible, incredible.
And shout out to my friend Carrie, who's still a huge. I mean, everything is
Yes.
Prince with her.
Yes, and I see why the guy. It just wow. Okay, so you went. What number was your guy?
14.
He was 14, and
Mine was 4 and you were 11.
I'm going to start with my number. Let's see, one that you guys probably don't have on your list.
No.
Number 9 on my list. John Fogerty,
No.
Center Field.
Great song. I love that song, but
No, it's got a great. The album's.
But-
I mean, you got Center. You got Center Field. You got Rock and Roll Girls. You got Old Man Down the Road. It was him coming back from the CCR debacle, wherever they broke. They just did whatever they did to him and took his music and all these kind of things. I always liked CCR, and when he came back and he came back like this, and it was just incredible. Oops, I didn't turn my phone down. I just loved the album. When the album came out, it was being. Hold on a couple seconds here so I can get the sound of my volume turned down, which I should have before I started. Live radio, babies. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Hi,
Pause.
hi, Henry. But I just love the album. I mean, did you even listen to the album?
No.
Wow.
I was too busy listening to these that are
I
on my list.
listened to Center Field.
Okay, well, I get a no-go on that. I'm going to need comments and help on this one. John Fogerty, Center Field, great album. 1985, number 9 on my list. They didn't even throw it on their list. Let's move on. Tina, what do you got?
Let's see. I'm going to go with Holy Diver, Dio.
Yep, another one of my honorable mentions. It almost in my list, and then I took it off. It just, I went back and forth on that. But yeah.
My response to that is who?
Who? Exactly.
Who?
Chuck,
You're gonna see a trend.
school the man.
You're gonna see a trend on this
I know
podcast.
who Ronnie James Dio is.
Okay,
Come
thank
on,
you.
it's just one
Holy
of
Diver, come on. I want to sing it, but I can't because copyright stuff.
Right.
But Rainbow in the Dark.
Rainbow in the Dark.
Come on.
I mean, originally
Doesn't do anything for
started,
me.
yeah.
And Holy Diver itself.
Doesn't do
And when
anything
he
for
was with Black
Come
Sabbath,
on,
yeah,
man.
Dio was good.
So
I like
that's
Dio.
that's at my number 10.
That's your number 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had him at number 12, and I kept finding more and more music, so he slowly went off my list.
Not
So,
even my honorable mention list.
Different strokes for different folks.
There you go.
Well, he almost beat the Carpenters. No, just kidding. All right, Chuck, you're up next. What do you got?
Let's dive into my top 5 here. Let's go number 5, 1984, Van Halen.
I have that at number 5 as well.
There you
I
go.
have that at I don't even have that on my list.
Goodness.
I have Van Halen, but not that album.
Okay, at least you got something.
Well, I got that honorable mention. I mean,
you better not have had a Sammy Hagar.
it's a great album. There's no doubt. It just got a little bit. I like the early Van Halen so much. Whenever that came out, it kind of got pop for me. It wasn't
it
rock.
did.
It was a little more pop, yeah.
And
But
so
they
I
still,
just-
you still got Eddie Van Halen, so it's still, he's
Sure.
still going to
I
fall
mean,
into the
I'm not
rock
going to argue.
category with
It's a
me.
great album,
Yeah,
but
that was number 5 for me.
didn't hit mine.
And once again, the video age
Yeah.
in the
Oh, yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
Their videos were freaking awesome. I mean,
mean,
who doesn't like Hot for Teacher?
I was going to say, I'm 13, 14 years old, and Hot for Teacher comes out. Guess
Yeah.
what video I was waiting to come on MTV? Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
And it came on like every hour, too,
Yeah.
I guess.
Panama and Jumps. Yeah, they definitely were.
It was on the loop.
They were definitely
Absolutely.
twisting more towards pop, but they were still hanging on at that point in time.
Yeah,
So,
I liked the
Yep.
early Van Halen so much. I just couldn't
Yeah.
put that on a list.
Well, I
So,
had All Wait and
all right,
Drop Dead Legs.
yeah,
I mean, it was a good
it was a
album.
good album.
Good
Yep.
album.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
argue.
it was
with
my
you.
number 5.
It's an honorable mention for me because I've got number 10 on my list. Van Halen, Women
Okay.
and Children First.
Yeah. Yep.
The Cradle Will Rock. Everybody wants them. I mean, that's Van Halen.
Everybody wants some.
That's
Yeah.
Van
Great
Halen.
song.
The rest of the album, it's more vintage Van Halen than what they tried to do getting in the charts, and that's fine. A lot of bands did, and it's a moneymaker, man. It's a moneymaker. You change with the times, you roll with the times, and they did. And they rolled a little hard when they got Sammy Hagar, but hey, Women and Children First. I mean, even it was just one of those that just. It was one of those you turn up as loud as you possibly can without blowing your speakers, and I just loved it.
It's a good album. I
We're
ain't
good to
gonna
go.
argue.
Nope, wasn't only the one on my list, but that's because I only had the one Van Halen. So
That's
Yeah.
true. Well,
I didn't duplicate anybody.
I had them both, but then I just couldn't.
Yep.
I like you. I didn't want to duplicate on this one. So, all right, Tina, what do you got?
Okay, let's see. Let's go with an obvious one for me would be Slippery When Wet, Bon Jovi. Very popish,
Yep.
but still rock.
Yep.
That it was.
Where'd you have them?
We're doing number 9.
They're my number 10.
They're my number 15.
15. Okay, it's
And
on all of our lists. then.
and Bon Jovi, I really didn't listen to much until then I introduced her to a lot of my music. She introduced me to a lot of her music, and
And now we're married.
yeah, I mean, Living on a Prayer, and it wow. When
Everybody knows it.
When I
Yeah.
first paid attention to it, I mean, I've heard it, but then I started paying attention. I mean, they got some good tunes. They've got some good tunes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, that was huge. And I graduated in '88. That was huge when I was in school. So that was
Well, that year, when did that come out? That was in 1986.
86.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You Give Love a Bad Name and Wanted Dead or Alive.
Well, that
It
was
wanted
huge.
Dead or Alive. I mean, come on.
That wasn't their first album, though, was it?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
That's when they really started
That's
hitting
when they
big.
popped.
And
So, did y'all listen to them before this album,
I
or is this
didn't.
what
I
made
didn't.
you start
I did
listening to
not.
it?
Did
This
not.
is no.
Well, and like I said, that's what on our last list when I said put the Eagles' greatest hits on mine. The first time I heard them was when I really paid attention, was listening to the greatest hits album. So,
Yeah, nope.
All right.
First time I listened to them, so
all right, what do you got next, Chuck? Give me a.
I might as well get this out of the way because I know y'all don't have it. Tina, slight chance.
Uh-oh.
Slight chance.
What do you got?
My number 15, Skid Row.
No,
From Skid Row.
didn't put it on there.
Yep.
Might have been an honor.
18 in Life, Youth Gone Wild.
Okay.
I Remember You, Monkey Business. Yeah.
Is this anything I would have heard at any time in my life?
18 in Life.
18
maybe.
in Life, you probably have. That was the one that got the most play. The rest of them,
Well, I'm gonna.
not a chance in hell.
Well, I'm gonna do my homework here. I'm gonna listen to
Yep.
some of this stuff.
Yep.
I mean, she's
Write
got.
it down.
Skid Row was like almost a quintessential hair band. It just they were the 80s. They were 80s rock. It's the only album they had. There was another album they put out that was okay, but yeah, Sebastian Bach as a lead singer,
I've heard of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been going through a lot of a transitioning with music here with this one over here. She's fallen into this. What do
Be
you call
careful.
the music you listen to now?
Something up to date.
She's listening to up to date music, and she's like making me listen to it. Well, Archer, our grandson, he's 10, and he's really into music, and we're getting him to go back to the 70s and the 80s, and now she's throwing this at me here, and I'm learning a lot the last little bit.
He resisted for a very long time. He resisted
for a long
but,
time.
you know,
Now they're moving me in, and so as we do our next list. There's some stuff that's going to be on there that I never thought I'd say.
Right.
And some of the stuff she's listening to now, I guarantee it makes Skid Row look like a pop band. But
agreed. But hey,
Okay,
it's
I'm gonna need that list.
Okay, cool. I'll give it to you.
I don't see you liking Skid Row, but you might.
Well, I probably won't. But
you might like a couple.
Like I say, when we get to this other stuff,
that was my number 15. So.
Number 15. Okay. Is it my turn?
It's
I
your
think my
turn.
Well, I'm going to get this out of the way, and so y'all can throw the eggs at me. So I'm going to go with number 8, Styx, Paradise Theater. Thank you. That's the applause you're hearing back. You guys calm down. John, calm down. Okay.
Crickets.
There was another rule before we came on the show.
I didn't put Mr. Roboto on.
As long as Mr. Robato's not brought up.
Paradise Theater.
Well, too late.
Now, Paradise Theater.
Rockin'
He
the
owes us a
Paradise.
dinner.
Too much time on my hands. Best of time. This was before Dennis DeYoung started being Mr. Melody. This is whenever they were still.
That one is on my honorable mention.
Okay.
I will give you that.
Okay.
You honorable
I'll put it
mention
honorable
that.
mention Styx.
That's my boy.
Yeah, not on my list.
Well, I mean, they might be a little high for most people's list. There was something about it's just the sound, the
Bottom of honorable mention was the last one.
See, it's on that line. That's not a whole line on the bottom.
It's on the bottom.
The half line.
in sports you either win or you lose. So in this situation, it's either on your list or it's not. It is on his list.
Yeah.
Don't buy this.
I
It's
did
on the bottom of my list. Crap. No, it's on your list. That's all that matters. So
It's not on my list.
it's going to go on his.
But that's okay.
It's going to go on his obituary. At one time, he got really enjoyed listening to Styx.
Yeah, that'll never be said about me.
Oh. All right, honey. What do you got next?
Oh, goodness. Okay. I will go with, Def Leppard, Pyromania at number 12.
I had Def Leppard. I didn't put Pyromania on it. I did the other one.
I got that same album on my list at number 14.
Okay. So that one's got Photograph, Foolin', Rock Till You Drop, Rock of Ages.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Rock of Ages, great song. Great song.
Well, they're one of those. I mean, do we call them that?
Can I say this too? It doesn't have Pour Some Sugar on Me because I am so tired of hearing this song. It's the only song that's still ever played from Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Come on. There's so many other songs.
I got this on my list because whenever I first started paying attention to them, it was a sound I hadn't heard.
Mm-hmm.
But then the more I listened to them, it was the same sound every time I heard them, and so I lost interest. I lost interest pretty quick.
If you like their sound,
right?
If you love their sound, then you're going to love them. That's what I said about Boston last time. A lot of people say all their songs sound alike. Yes, and it's so awesome because I love the sound.
Yeah,
same thing with them.
Right.
Well, they were so unique when they first came out. It sounded so good, so different. It was something new. It was. I just lost its fizz for me,
well,
but I still have it on number 14 because it was just that good.
They hit big the same time the Bon Jovi and the whole
hair band,
whole area,
whole hair band thing.
Yep.
Which I'll get to that. I'll get to that here in a bit. Go ahead, Chuck. What's next?
I was going to throw it out there now, then to get out of the way. I had Hysteria from Def Leppard at my number 8.
Yeah, I had it on my list.
Animal, Love Bites, had Pour Some Sugar on Me, which I agree, the most overplayed song in my high school years.
Yeah.
But I love their sound. It was good.
And where'd you have that?
Number 8.
Okay, that's pretty solid. Well, I'm gonna get it out of the way, and I'm gonna go with my number 1 since nobody else wants to get gutsy and go with their number 1 pick. I will go with my number 1 pick.
Steered.
Back in Black, AC/DC.
That's my number 1 also.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's my number 3.
Yeah.
My number 1.
I mentioned it in the 70s podcast that I didn't put any AC/DC in the set because I really didn't, again, pay attention to them until Brian Johnson showed up. I mean,
Back in Black is so good.
and when that album came
God.
out, I mean, I knew Dirty Deeds and the Bon Scott stuff. Everybody knew it in the 70s. We all knew it. We all listened to it. But boy, when this album came out, and they said this guy here sounds better than Bon Scott. No, he doesn't. And I'll be wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this I played this. I bought the cassette because I had like 150 cassettes, and I wore this sumbitch out.
That is one.
I wore this.
Shoot
sumbitch
the
out.
thrill, and what do you?
Twice.
Yeah, shoot the thrill, and what do you do for money, honey? You just they didn't get the most play, but
Hell's Bells.
Yeah.
Rock and roll is noise pollution.
AC/DC was the 80s
Great
for me.
concert
Yeah.
too.
You know, then you
it
have
was
this.
such a
Well,
good
then you put a
concert.
dance tune on there. If you shook me all night long,
Yeah.
just to add a little bit. It's just
dance tune.
hey, come on,
The hell were you dancing to in the 80s?
White man over by.
right there. It's a great album.
Great
It's
song.
great album.
They're very entertaining in concert.
Yes.
I'll say
No,
that.
damn good.
Well, I
Can't
just,
argue with that one. Can't believe we matched number 1s. That's
Hey,
impressive.
I
That's
can
pretty
take
good.
that.
That's
Good job,
impressive.
guys.
Well, because I know rock and
It
roll.
was my number 3.
It was number 3.
Yes.
All right.
Wow, what do you got? 1 and 2. All right, Chuck, go next. No, it was me. Tina,
Your turn.
you're up.
Oh, my time.
I did my number 1. Did my AC/DC.
Okay. Now this one,
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea until I started doing some research and stuff that I know so many songs on this album. It is "Don't Say No," Billy Squier.
I had that number 7.
I freaking love Billy Squier.
Yeah. Where do you have that?
He's at number 13.
In my honorable mention. I got that one in my honorable mention.
I got it.
I like Billy Squier.
I got it at number 7. I loved
He kept getting
this
bumped down
album.
and bumped down. I was
Right.
like, no.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
all of, Billy Squier. I saw him in a concert as well. Just as good in concert as the album. I mean,
Well, he's one of
good
those
stuff.
guys that doesn't need a studio to augment his voice. This guy did. He did what he did. He was what he was. He went out there and he just played it. And he's just. I got him at number 7. I loved that album.
Good album.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really
you've got
good
The
album.
Stroke. You've got In the Dark. You got My Kind of Lover. And then you hear Lonely as the Night.
Oh yeah,
No, stop.
Yeah.
Just
good stuff.
just the riff, the guitar riff in that. It's just wow.
But yeah, that was number 13 for me.
Wow, I'm surprised it got down that far for you.
I didn't realize that there were that many songs on it.
Yeah.
That I knew.
Yeah.
that I
No,
loved.
it was good. They made my honorable mention.
Honorable mention. What the hell?
Oh, there's going to be some stuff.
He's
that
gonna have a
you don't
word.
even
He's gonna have a
know.
Weird Al
You never heard
Yankovic
it.
song.
But
Promise
most
you I
people
won't.
on here are probably like, yeah.
Well, I know. All right, tell me where you got Michael Jackson
Well,
Thriller.
a lot like Billy Squier. My number 11 is Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden.
That's my number 8.
Iron Maiden.
Run to the Hills,
Yeah, baby.
Invaders. Oh man, Children of the Damned.
Yep.
Didn't make my list.
Hallowed
You
be
got
thy
Eddie.
name.
You got Eddie on stage. Oh, just yeah.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah.
I've heard their stuff, and it's. I mean, it's.
You should
It's
listen
rock.
to it now.
I haven't listened to it in quite a while.
You might
Yeah,
like some
I
of it
think you
now.
should-
Yeah,
I
you
think
might
you
like
would
some
like
of
it
it now.
now.
Well, go
Run
on.
to the Hills is
Yes.
Run to the Hills is incredible.
Well, going
Yes.
like I said, going through the albums, and I saw them on all the lists that I looked to start knowing it down. But there were just so many in the '80s that I listened to. That's what my list is albums
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
listen to
That's
the most
what we're
of.
doing here.
That's what we're doing. They were probably I didn't even. But the thing is that's one of those bands that I really haven't even listened to after I started growing more, and I guess I'll listen to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll play you a couple songs on there. I think you
Okay.
like them.
All right, I'll play a little bit. All right, we're
All right,
moving
that was
on.
number 8 for me. What number was it, Chuck, for you?
That was number 11 on
11.
Didn't
Okay.
even get in my honorable mention, but hey, what are you gonna
All right.
do? All righty, everything I got left is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 13. So I'll give you my number 13.
Okay.
My number 13 is Brother in Arms, Dire Straits.
Again, honorable mention for me.
Well,
Yeah, honorable mention.
Mark Knopfler on the guitar is just, I mean, come on. It's so far away. Money for Nothing, Walk of Life. Bro, I mean,
they benefited from the video era with Money for Nothing.
Well, I hated that
Definitely.
song because
Yeah.
they played it over
right.
and over and
It
over.
was over. Yeah.
But when this album came out, I was not a Dire Straits guy. I never even
No.
heard of them. This like their third or fourth album or whatever. Hell, maybe more than that. But when this came out, I listened to it with a friend of mine, and wow, it just blew me away. The guitar licks, the little hook on Walk of Life. It still just rages in my head.
Yeah.
But it's got a cool little hook on it, and I tried to knock them out of my list, but I couldn't. So they're number 13.
Yeah, well, they were one of those that had a different sound for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I really didn't listen to that kind of music a whole lot then, but they had a sound that was that was unique.
Well, that's the thing about most of my lists you're going to find out. I look for those unique sounding bands and not so much the same thing with just a different lead singer. I look for that unique sound, and boy, they just had it.
Yeah.
Now, that's kind of where it ended for me. I mean, as you go further, or there's
that's
not a
the
whole lot
only-
more, but when I played that album till it bled.
Yeah, no, it was a good album. I like
All
it.
right.
So there'd be an honorable mention.
That it?
All right.
Not even on your list?
No.
Wow, not even an honorable
Not
mention.
my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Well, I got them right there with Iron Maiden. So you're next, babe. What do you
I'm
got?
up.
You're up.
All right. And John's not going to be happy with me about this. It's my number 14.
Okay, if at least it's down on your list, whatever it is.
It is Rush Permanent Waves, and I'm sure it's probably in his top 3.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4.
I've got a Rush actually on my list, but it's
Number
not
four.
that one.
It's not that one.
No.
Scared
You
of Radio,
you probably got
Free
moving
Will.
pictures. Is
Yeah.
probably what he's got. But
I have it as number 14. Another one that just kept moving down the list, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I could.
What number
All of these
for
are
you?
interchangeable.
Me?
Really.
Yeah.
It's number 4.
4. Okay.
Well, it kept moving up on my list.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Again, this one was just. I mean, 1980s when it came out. I actually thought I was going to put it in the 70s because I thought it was 78, 79 when it came out, and I was going to put it on our last. And that upset me because I couldn't put it on the 70s. But yeah, I mean, if you've never heard Rush,
Everyone should listen to Rush.
where you been?
You learn a lot about music if you listen.
And then keep it in your mind. There's no studio augmentation. This is 3 guys that do all of this. Just speechless. It would just. Henry sees something. We're going to pause for a moment. We have a little barking going. It's not my fault. Sorry,
These
we're
mics work really good.
We're back.
They carry very well.
Try not to remember whenever you're yelling at dogs, turn off the microphone.
Move away from the microphone.
I've never seen these two jump so high.
Christ.
Made my eyes water.
Damn it.
So I yell a little bit right into the like they all got hit. The dogs have headphones on. You know.
I can't hear anything.
It's not anything. Okay, who's
Is my
next?
ear bleeding?
Oh, it's
Okay.
my turn.
Let's try to get this back on track here,
Yeah.
people. Chuck,
All right,
she did the permanent. What do you got?
I've got Rush also, but I got Moving Pictures at
Yeah.
number 12.
Well,
So
that's an honorable mention of
that
mine.
was more of mine because that was when Tom Sawyer came out
Right.
and YYZ, Vital Signs. Tom Sawyer was just one of those I'd listen to all the time.
Yeah.
So they're number 12
I
for
still
me.
do.
I had it. I actually had both of them in my list, and I just couldn't put two. I just couldn't put two from Rush in there,
Nope.
so I had to bump them.
Yeah.
So it was tough, but okay. The only thing I got left is 2, 3, 5, and 6. So
Come on, pick one. Let's do it.
I'm gonna go with my number 3.
Okay.
Glass Houses, Billy Joel. Wow. Chirping crickets. You really neither one have Glass House?
Let me preface this. You left. Me and Tina had this conversation about this specific album. I like Billy Joel. I like that album.
Okay.
I just couldn't do it on a rock list with what else I got. I just couldn't do it.
Okay, if you can put Prince on a rock list, you can put Billy Joel.
I'll put Prince playing the guitar against Billy Joel playing the guitar any day
Any
of the freaking
day.
week.
Any day.
So I like Billy Joel. I do. I love that Glass Houses one. But when
And
we do
Prince got swag.
when we do
Come on.
a pop podcast, he'll be up there with me, but not on this. Not for me. Good album, but yeah.
I would like to file a protest.
Billy.
How do I file a protest?
Yeah.
I got your protest right
Yeah.
here.
Well,
Yeah.
all I need is
You and Elton John can get together and file the
Exactly.
protest.
all I
You
need
have to
on
go
this
file.
pick. I got it at number 3, and they don't need. I need comments. I need comments on this bad boy.
Yeah, please, because he don't listen
Yeah.
to
Billy
us,
Yeah, he
Joel
doesn't.
or no Billy Joel on a classic rock type podcast. He's classic rock.
Okay.
Boy, still
Who's
nothing.
who's up next?
Still nothing but crickets. All right, Tina, what do you got?
Okay.
Oh, good.
I had number 11,
Wow, way down there.
All right.
a real rock album,
Billy?
Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue.
Not on my list.
Number 3 on mine.
There we go. Now I'm talking.
Number
now we're
3.
talking.
Okay, what songs were on that particular album?
Dr. Feelgood.
Kickstart my heart. Come on,
Same
same
old-
old situation.
Don't go away mad, just go away without you.
I'm trying to-
Rattlesnake shake.
Trying to think something I would have heard. Dr.
Oh,
Feelgood, I've
good
heard.
Lord.
I've heard Dr. Feelgood. It's okay. It's okay. It's not. It's
That's all right.
It's not ACDC.
You don't have to like it.
No, they're
It's-
not AC/DC. I will give you that.
You don't have to like it.
You're
But
right.
they're
I
also-
don't.
But they're also
This
not
is
Billy Joel. Or Styx.
My pick.
And they're great
My
picks, man.
pick.
They're great.
They were number 3 on mine.
Yeah.
That was
All right. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Well, they were around forever.
Yep.
What do you got, Chuck?
what do I got left? I got 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. This will go with my number 13.
He's got that many left, and my sheet's almost empty. What do you got?
So, number 13, y'all probably don't have it, but I just really like him. It's The Real Thing by Faith No More.
What's on that one?
Epic, out of nowhere, War Pigs. Their version of War Pigs, not as good as the original, I get it, but they did a great version of War Pigs.
And the name of the album is what?
Real Thing.
See,
We'll have to listen to that.
Yep.
I
love Epic.
I love Epic.
Yep.
It's
They got a song called Out of Nowhere.
it's an epic tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I love it, but I'll be honest, I've never listened to any more of their stuff. So
Yeah, I've only heard Epic.
They've
I'll
had
give it a
they've had
shot.
they've had a few other ones that got like oddball hits here and there, but
Right.
that's that one. They say their version of War Pigs is really, I think it's really good. But here's my number 13.
I'll give it a shot.
Awesome.
How many have you not mentioned yet?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I've got 3. How many you got that haven't been mentioned?
5.
All right, Chuck, give us another
But
one.
I guarantee. But okay, well we're just gonna knock this out because I know what's on Tina's. So
Yeah.
What?
it is my number 2, Appetite for Destruction by
That's
Guns N'
also
Roses.
my number 2.
There you
It's my number 6.
Hell yeah, you got Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
Well, y'all give me your reasons why, and then I'll tell you how it made my
Because
list.
it's one of the greatest rock albums ever.
Absolutely.
You can listen to that from start to finish,
Absolutely.
and I mean, Welcome to the Jungle, Mr. Brownstone, Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, that
Yeah, where's
is
the list?
just, I mean, good Lord. That is, yeah.
Okay, I'll take the floor here because you guys are number one. You're shocked that I even mentioned it.
I'm impressed.
I am.
Now, like I say, I get
Although you
involved.
should, because
I get involved in a lot of this stuff after the fact,
Mhm.
and she introduced me. I mean, he told me about him years and years and years ago, being brothers, and of course he would listen to it, and I'd tell him he's full of shit because you know,
Turn that shit off.
I got ACDC. You will listen to your little hairband over here. I got ACDC. And so, you know, after we got married and we started, you know, back and forth and on music and whatnot, she put this one in front of me, and I love her, and I just had to listen to it. I forced myself to listen to it, and well, shit.
Hey, I didn't listen to it when it first came out. I mean, I heard Welcome to the Jungle.
Right?
But shout out to my little sis, God
Right.
rest her soul.
Yeah.
She told me about it. She was 5 years younger than me.
Right.
And she's like, I can't believe you've not heard this. Because at the time, you know, I kind of switched over to country a little bit.
Sure.
And, you know, but I listened to it and I was like, holy crap. And from that point on,
Well, and that's
Huge
exactly
Guns N'
what
Roses
she told.
fan.
She told me, I can't believe you haven't heard it. I said, well, you know, Chuck had it, and it was one of his things, but it's just that I got lost in that. That's just another hairband thing, you know, and she made me listen to the damn.
I didn't make you.
And it's all the way up to number 6.
That's impressive.
I'm impressed.
That is impressive.
Stuns me because I
Yep.
kept moving the number, you know,
Yep.
as
But
y'all
that
did.
tells you how good of an album it really
I know
is.
it really does.
Yes.
It's
If
an
you
awesome album.
well, if you give it a chance and listen to it, how can you not put it up at least in your top 10?
and
Yes.
you had that where, Chuck?
Number 2.
Same. Okay.
Yep.
Same as me.
All right.
Yep.
What do you got, Tina?
Okay, I am going to go with number 7.
Okay.
Blizzard of Oz.
Yep.
Ozzy.
My number 6.
Not on my list.
That's all right. Subjective.
Well, Ozzy's again. Ozzy was Ozzy and Black Sabbath. I just didn't listen to it. I should have really. Now that I've heard some of it, I should have. But
That's the one with Crazy Train on
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
just, Oof.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, Ozzy was
Incredible album.
Yeah.
Mr. Crowley.
Mr. Crowley and Goodbye to Romance.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Ozzy did a ballad. Yeah.
It's number 7.
Well, his voice was just
For me.
his voice was so unique.
I'm a huge
Yes.
Ozzy fan.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Huge. So,
Yes, you are. I'm up.
You're up.
I'm gonna go. All I've got left is number 2 and number 5. So I'm gonna go with number 2, Queen, The Game,
Honorable mention.
1980. They kind of started all over from where they. It was like we're changing our thing album, and you got The Game, you got another one, Vice to Dust, you got Crazy Little Thing, you got Rocket, you got Dragon Attack, you got again another Queen album where there's so many different styles of music, so many different vibes that you get with them. I'll always love them.
What number was
Until
that
they
for
did
you?
Radio Gaga, of course, and I kind of started bailing out.
Hey,
But I.
radio.
That's what I threw with the Mr. Roboto conversation.
Yeah, I'll back you on
Who
that.
hasn't watched the,
I know.
Come on.
But I got it at number 2. Queen, The Game came out in
Number 2.
1980. My top 4 albums all came out in 1980. If it kind of shows you that I hate to leave the 70s.
I think your junior
Yeah.
year was pretty
Solid.
special, huh?
Pretty solid. Well, it was actually the start of my senior year because you started in May of 80s when I started, or September of 80 when I started, and you graduate in 81. So, yeah, it was that was just incredible. The album itself. So did you say you had it?
I had an honorable mention.
Did you have it at all?
I do not have it.
Whoa.
Yep.
All right, Chuck, what do you got?
Oh, man. Let's go. What do I got here?
I don't know.
4, 7, and 9 is all I got left.
Wow.
Let's go with my number 9. Just another flat 80s band. White Snake album.
Oh, Chuck.
Yes, they're not great artists. I get it.
Well, this
High
is
school, White Snake.
this is one that she had me listen to again, and I love her to death. But no,
Go listen to Still of the Night.
no.
Honorable mention.
There you go. There you go. Right there. Hell yeah.
She says it very well.
Damn right.
Oh my goodness, that's good.
Damn right.
That's good stuff. All right, I got only one band left. What do you
I
got?
have two.
What do you got?
I got 2 left.
What do you got?
All
Give me
right. So number 6, Journey.
one. No.
Escape.
Journey.
Come on, man, you gotta
Journey.
love it.
I
And
don't.
it has a song on there that shall not be named because everybody knows that they played it. Please don't even call it out.
But it's the Sopranos. Come on.
Stone in Love. Open Arms.
Stone in Love.
Lay It Down. Who's Crying Now?
Yeah,
And the song
Journey's
that shall
that
not
good.
be named anymore.
Well, Stone in Love's the only one that I just absolutely can't live without. The rest of them, I'm never
Lay It Down.
never been a Journey fan.
Oh, I really want to sing it,
But you just but-
Okay, yeah, it's number 6 for me, and like a lot of mine could be number 1. They're just interchangeable,
That's
you know.
good. Did you have Journey at all?
No.
I didn't think you would even have
Nope.
Journey. No, you'd get kicked out of whatever
Nope.
club. you're
Exactly.
part of all
It's
the time.
Exactly.
okay. It had Open Arms on it, and I mean, there's
Open
not
Arms.
a girl that graduated in '86 who didn't love Open Arms.
Oh, I went to school with many of them that loved it.
That's true. All right, Chuck, what do you got?
I got 2 left here. Let's go with my number 7.
Okay.
Vivid by Living Color.
Oh, I almost that's an honorable mention for me.
The album itself was not great as a whole, but you talk about somebody who came out with a sound that was...
I'll agree with
You
that.
can't listen to that opening guitar riff without just... Yeah.
I'll go.
It makes you feel good. Great band.
I almost put
Yep.
that on my honorable mention simply because there's 2 or 3 tunes on there I knew.
Yep.
Same.
But
Yep.
never really
Yep. They came out.
got into.
They came out the year I graduated,
Yeah.
and that cassette was on constant play
Yeah.
all the time. Great sound, great rock.
They
Yeah.
were, from what I recall,
Yeah.
a unique sound.
Yes, very much
It's a
so.
little different than your White Snake and the others. Hey, if you're gonna rip my sticks, you're getting a rip on the White Snakes.
White snakes.
That's what it says. White Snakes. Oh my good.
All right, Dad.
Okay. We've all got one band left. I'm going to go with my number 5 pick, and the last one on my list, not counting honorable mention, is ZZ Top. Eliminator. Legs, Sharp Dressed Man, Under Pressure.
Made my honorable mention.
I listened to that till it wore out.
Yep.
ZZ
And he
Top.
still does,
Yeah.
which is why it is not anywhere close to my list.
ZZ Top has got a
Because I can't.
They were one of my.
one more time.
They were one of my very late.
sound of their own.
Yeah, one of my
Sorry.
very late knocked off my list. I had them at like number 10 when I started, but they
Well,
just
I
slowly
mean,
got knocked down.
I could have put in their greatest hits album, but I wanted to stick with this one because this one here, it just goes and goes and
Yeah.
goes.
Nope, I was.
Yes, it does.
It makes it number
It
5.
goes. And it goes.
It makes it
And
number
it
5.
goes.
I'm with you there. Though. I like ZZ Top.
Well, I
They
sure-
barely missed my list.
I really hope we get a lot of comments on this because
I hope we do too.
because
I know there's a lot of women out there that feel the exact same way I do. That never want to hear LaGrange ever.
now listen.
Or
Okay.
legs.
All right, I'll let you go with that.
Again, MTV era.
Yes.
We all waited for legs to come on.
All right, Tina. What's your
And that's
last?
when we went to the restroom.
What's your last one?
My last one is my number 1.
I can't
And
believe
this
we haven't
is-
said it yet.
Did we?
This
Let's
is
go.
why
Where we
I
at?
did not comment on the game, because I have Queen's greatest
Oh,
hits
Wow.
Okay.
as my number 1.
Okay.
Queen, it has everything on it.
Sure, it does.
And if you can't think of a song that is on it, then it's on their greatest hits number 2.
You know,
And-
But-
I didn't even look at. I probably would have been on my list. I didn't
Oh.
even look at the greatest hits album.
Oh.
well,
Okay.
I just enjoyed
let
all
me
their
just-
individual albums so
Yeah.
much I couldn't put the greatest hits.
Hey,
on there.
Fat Bottom Girls.
Well, yeah.
Somebody to Love. Killer Queen. Another One Bites the Dust. You're My Best Friend. And my all-time favorite, Flash.
But
Oh,
the thing
I
I don't.
saw it in the theater 6 times.
The thing about that
because
album
of Queen.
that I don't like is it's
Go
got
Flash,
it's got
go.
all of the single versions of the songs and not the extended version of the songs that you get on the big albums, and that bothers me.
Potato.
No,
Come on, man.
no, it's Brian May's solo on Fat Bottom Girls or Not is what it is.
Okay, but you're giving it up for another great song.
I understand that.
That's my number
Right.
1, Queen.
Yeah,
I'm digging that.
I'm with you on that.
All right,
And
Chuck,
another reason why we're married, because we both love Queen.
that is correct. What's your last one?
My last one was my number 4, Master of Puppets by Metallica.
Really?
Go ahead, Chuck.
Master of the
Read us
Puppets,
the riot.
damn it,
Read us the
Ryan.
riot act.
Metallica, you can't put an 80s rock thing together without Metallica somewhere in the mix somewhere.
I did.
Yeah, well,
I did,
my point exactly.
I did.
but I have a caveat to this.
Caveat, hit me.
I did not start listening to Metallica until about a year ago, and I must admit, I love them.
Yes.
I love them.
They are everything they have done. This was just the beginning of me really starting to like them, and they've all their stuff.
And I'm
They're-
really upset at myself because I refused to listen to. When they first came out, it just was too hard for me at the time. And from then on, I was like,
Still
no,
is
I
for
don't
me.
like them. Blah blah blah.
But they've
You
got a
like
lot of
Enter Sandman?
they've got a lot of stuff that's not
Somewhat.
just it's not that hard. They've got that's the majority of it. But
Sure.
Yeah.
they got a lot of stuff from the 90s too and 2000. But this Master of the Puppets was the beginning. Master of the Puppets one of my favorite all time songs.
Oh, it's one of the most famous albums ever
Yes. Yeah. So that was my
in
number
all
4.
genres.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I just didn't listen to it during my time, and that's just unfortunate, I suppose. No, not unfortunate.
No, it is unfortunate. You can always grow as a person.
That's true. All right, y'all got any honorables that you want to throw out there that you knocked out of your list that you had to?
I have 2.
What do you got?
The first one, okay, I'm Rat Out of the Cellar.
Right there with White Snake.
Right.
Come on.
Hey, I'm with you.
Come on.
I didn't have them on there, but yeah, I've got one just as
Oh,
just as bad.
I
Let's
have,
put it that
I have
way.
a little story.
Little round and round.
Yeah,
Hell
that is
yeah.
maybe. It was my very first rock cassette that I ever bought,
Awesome.
and I bought the cheap version of a Walkman.
Yep.
Okay, and that stayed in there, and I listened to it over and over and over again until it was stolen. And I cried so hard, more about my rat cassette than I did my actual
Cassette
knockoff
player.
Walkman.
Wow.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, that has a very good place in my heart. Rat out of the
All right. That's cool. That's cool. You want anything?
Yeah. If she's going to embarrass herself, I'm going to
Go
also.
for it.
Well, y'all ain't heard
Got a
me
little, got
yet.
a little Stay Hungry by Twisted Sister.
Honorable mention.
More cowbell.
Hell yes. Hell yes. MTV era,
Oh,
baby. I want to rock. And
Rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
yep, I had a couple of them on
They
there.
were pure 80s.
Yes, they were.
My gosh. Okay. This is where I wanted to go after we got some. Got anything else you want to mention before I ask you all a question?
I have one more.
What do you got?
Yeah.
I've got British Steel, Judas Priest.
Judas Priest. I thought
Now,
about
see, I've
them.
heard some of. I've heard some of those.
It got knocked off my list because I
Yeah.
just kept going
Yep.
down it, you know.
What do you got?
I had one more, and that was Ace of Spades on Motorhead.
I knew that was coming.
Hell yes. Lemmy. Barely missed off my list.
I see.
All right.
Feel like punching somebody, go put in Motorhead, put in Ace of Spades, and then the 80s was a different time. Sorry.
I guess so.
I digress.
Okay. Whenever this is what I want to ask y'all, since y'all are closer to that era. Who's a hair band?
What do you mean?
Well, they say this is a list of hair bands. They always say the 80s is the hair band era.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you consider that the quote-unquote good bands, your Guns N' Roses, or do you just consider that the
No,
White
Guns-
Snakes and the Rats and the... What
Hairband is
do you
about
consider that?
your look.
Yeah, that was a Motley.
So
that was the
Motley
Motley
Crue-
Crue, your White Snake, your Warrants, your
Look at Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Look at Motley Crue, and that is your how they look. How
Okay,
you know,
let me
how
rephrase
to
the,
sound.
let me
Hairband.
let me rephrase the question. I know people with hair are hair bands. My point is that do you think the term hair bands was for the second tier rock bands who had the one hit wonders, or do you think hair bands should include the Guns N' Roses, the Metallicas, the
They're on the list. So
I'm just saying
Yeah, I don't think Metallica.
Metallica
was
is not a hair
Metallica
band.
was never a
that
hair
that
band.
see that well I'm just saying was hair bands created just for the one hit wonder groups?
no.
No,
Or was or
no, that was just
Why
It's
would
a look.
that
it
was
was
just
an
the
attitude.
glam look, the
Yeah,
Poisons,
glam.
and
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
See, so far,
that's all that
every
was.
name you've mentioned to me has been the one hit, the White Snake, the Poison, the Rat, the Twisted
they
Sister.
Had more than
the-
one hit though.
But I'm just
They,
saying.
look, they had
But they're
a lot of
not.
hits.
But they're not the Metallicas. They're not the
Metallica
the,
was.
See, I-
the Guns N' Roses. They're
I
not
think
the
the
Guns
best
N' Roses
guys.
was a hair band.
Okay,
yeah,
so
Guns
you
N'
would
Roses
consider-
and Motley Crue were the two, in my opinion, the two best hair bands that were out there.
Okay, so
There was a ton of hair bands that sucked.
of course.
You
see,
did.
see, that,
One-hit wonders.
and see
Right.
that's where I
Yeah.
recall that the term came.
Yeah.
They were saying that you've got your Hall of Fame band, the big
Right.
guys up here, but then you've also got these others guys that are just nothing
Yeah,
but a
well,
hair band.
You had your.
it's kind
a
of what
few
I got
top
out of
tiers.
it.
You
It
had
was
a few top tiers,
Right.
and then you had the knockoffs.
Right.
You know,
Like I said,
which would have one or two or maybe
Right.
even three.
the
good
White
hits.
Lions,
Right.
your Warrants, your your White Snakes.
Oh, hey,
like,
you forgot Wasp.
Wasp. Hey, I actually was. I've actually. Yeah.
Let's hear it, Jack. you actually.
Sorry, hit a nerve. Our security at a Wasp concert.
It's 1980 what?
Never did again.
Oh, well,
That's a Wasp concert is something to behold. Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, I just recall that the hair band title came out whenever there was all these.
It was, but it was a lot like when the
All these-
Seattle thing hit and everybody was called grunge.
Grunge.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
You had your good ones, your Nirvanas and all that. Then you had
Right.
the lower level ones that
Well, we're
classified as grunge, but they sucked.
I would think we're going to probably get into a 90s.
Oh yeah.
90s album thing next. Rock out. We'll try to keep it in the rock genre, or what
For
we
now.
feel rock genre is,
For now.
and then we'll eventually go into pop and country and other kinds, and give our favorites to that. Of course, he may not be here during country, but
I can't wait
I'll
till we get into the pop. You're gonna
Well, you know
love it.
what you
I'll
can do.
study.
Well, you know what you can do if we do like country for like the 50s, 60s, 70s. You put Willie Nelson in
I
every
can
one
do
of those
that. I
categories.
can do what George Jones. He was
Because
another
they-
one for back then. I can do that too.
Oh, he's dead, Chuck. You can't put him in.
Most of them are.
You can't put him in.
So it makes him a good.
Yes, you can.
That's what makes him a good country
So are
artist.
half of these these bands.
Ah, she said it. Hairman.
So it's like
Oh
ham
my.
sandwich.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drug overdose. Bands.
Exactly.
I can do those.
Oh, my.
He's got one.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're out. We've done lost it. Okay, well, listen, we do appreciate you coming in and checking us out. We have a good time doing this. We, again, more comments down here rather than on here would be fantastic, so we can kind of see what's going on. Just give us your top 5 or top 6 that we
What
may have
do
missed.
you think?
What you think? What cassettes and albums did you wear out when you were a kid? That's kind of where we're going on this with our top list. Not so much who's the greatest of all time, because you know what?
And if you like 80s, but you don't know what the hell a cassette is,
I don't.
study up. Just turn on the classic
don't.
rock stations list.
Yeah.
I'll never put a Bob Dylan thing on any list I ever make. So
No,
I'm sorry if you want to call
or the Who, or Rolling Stones.
Who.
Exactly.
So it's just let's just get out there and let's just do this. Just give me your favorites. Let me tell you who it is. And I just lost a shoe down there or something. Oh, there's Henry. Anyway, we get sidetracked a little fast. But anyway,
There's not a we in that.
we appreciate you coming by. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, all that kind of fun stuff. Spread the word. Let's get some comments and get some conversation going on this. We'll get back with the next one's going to be the 90s rock albums. And I might only have 3 because I don't think I ruined any of them in the. Of course, that was CDs at the time. Son of a bitch.
You might have
Anyway,
scratched a couple up.
The end of the 8-track era.
I could have dropped one out of the car, clanged it on the bottom or something. Anyway, played it till our ears just couldn't hear it anymore. But anyway, we appreciate you coming in. We'll see you next time, and we hope to see you back. Leave us a comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you later.
Bye, y'all.